All right, boys, you ready?
Yep.
We are.
Sinks, I'm glad you made it on time. We were kind of testing you a bit there.
No, honestly, I forgot a little bit. I was
You
watching.
forgot a little bit. You messaged saying
I
I'll
was
be there.
watching the Ohio State preseason preview with my dad, and then I'm like, "Holy shit, it's 8 o'clock. I gotta go." And he goes, "You gotta take the trash out."
Boring
And I
compared to
said,
Rocket
"No,
League.
Buff.
Just absolutely absurd. Literally
it's
message.
fine."
I'll be there at 7:59, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah,
about
and guess
it.
what? I was there at 8:03. Okay, it's been 4 minutes. Who
4
cares?
minutes late. Okay.
I know the stream starts 5 minutes later. Okay,
Uh huh.
I've been doing this
Yeah.
for
Four
9
minutes we
weeks.
can't get back. 4 minutes we can't get back.
Unbelievable. But hello, everyone. Welcome to the Week 9 Power Ranking stream. We missed it last week because we all have lives and we were living them.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, we had
I was
some
available.
other. Yeah, okay, Nate. Well, you could have. You and Six both could have done it, but you're like, no, we're just gonna not do it because I'm
Hey,
not
that
there.
was Sinks' idea. All right, not mine.
Uh-huh.
No, because you're missing half of the entire dream. So it would just be a me versus Nate 1v1, which would be legendary, but I
That
didn't want to
would
do
have
it.
been legendary, but you're like, no,
I
I'm not gonna
didn't.
do
I
it.
didn't feel like doing it.
Yeah.
We just like purposely
Ventolino's
have every
complaining about
single
ads. How do we
prediction
tell
wrong.
him?
Huh? Oh,
Ventolino's complaining about ads. How do we tell him?
well, bump. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Hey, do you want a prize fund in the winter? Because I do. That'd be fun. That'd be pretty chill.
Yeah, why not?
'Cause
Nate
it's
would,
Lena. I get you.
Nate would win some money because no matter what team he drafts, they would turn out to go well.
Thanks. Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know where that's coming from, but all right.
But for real though, Nate, I think you might want to take a seat when we go through our power rankings.
Yeah,
Because
I'm sorry, man.
I think I think
There's quite a bit.
there's gonna be some movement, especially from your team in my eyes, and I think
Oh.
from everyone's eyes.
Oh, dog, you're not even ready for what I have.
No, I know what you have. I don't think Sinks and Bass.
I was
do,
gonna say.
but I think there's gonna be a lot of movement, especially in the Benthic division. I feel like in that Benthic division specifically, we're gonna have a lot to talk about. So
Yeah, no,
You-
that's
Yeah, it's a 4-man show. It's a 4-man show.
5. I think
Five?
it's 5.
We're saying 5.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm
I see
think it's
it,
5.
but we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Yeah. So you guys got anything before we get this stream going?
It's been a good week. It's been a good couple weeks. I think
yeah.
we all have a lot to talk about, and it's going to be fun. This is going to be a good one.
Agreed.
Playoffs are coming around.
Yeah, 2 more weeks till
Got a lot of-
playoffs. The-
got a lot
I
of
feel
stuff
like
moving
I
up
feel
and
like
down.
the season has flown by. I feel like today
Yeah.
was long because it was trade. We'll call it trade deadline day, where I was getting constant messages of, "Am I gonna make a trade about this?" and am I gonna make a permanent replacement from that?
Wait, do we
And
have a
it
trade
turned
deadline?
out- yeah, this is the trade deadline because you can't make a
Oh
permanent
yeah.
permanent
Oh,
replacements
that's right.
and trade deadlines and stuff. This is
I'm
it.
sorry.
We
We made so many rules that I kind of forgot about some of them.
Yeah, you're now stuck with the team you've got. This is
Yay.
it. And I will 100% be talking about some of the rumored trades that almost went through, or rumored
Oh,
signings
God.
that almost went through. 100%.
Oh, God. Okay, we're just outing people now. Gotcha.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
I'm the
no.
observer, and I love it. I love
Oh
it.
no!
I'm outing
Okay.
teams, bro. I'm outing
Oh
You
teams.
know-
no!
You know,
Well,
I'm gonna have it on
hey,
record very
I-
early that
I will say
Tide had
this.
absolutely no changes planned whatsoever.
I will say this now. Most, if not all, of the things that were rumored gonna happen or gonna happen was made very clear in public, and you can see it. So
Oh, okay. I just didn't. Look at
there's
that.
no private stuff on the inside that no one knows about that I'm gonna reveal.
That's going.
Be-
Buggy.
But everything trade deadline wise that was rumored is already in public, and everyone can see it. So
Buggy.
makes it less dramatic, but still, it's cool to talk about. But
Buggy.
let's get this started. So, go through the recap of the Benthic. Starting with the Reef and the Tide. This was a really important game for the Reef. They needed to step up because they were close to being out of playoffs, and the Tide said no to that. They get the sweep on them, jump to 6-2. They bounce back from a rough week the week prior against what was it? The Abyss? No, Waves. It was the Waves.
Fangs. We faced the Fangs. Yes.
So yeah, it was a good bounce back from the Tide. MVP was Jake, who got his first MVP of the season. Shout out to Jake. 5 goals, 1 assist, 1 save on 7 shots with 961 score. Keep in mind, we only accounted for 2 of the 3 replays in this one, I believe.
Wait, why?
I don't think.
No, I don't think we did.
This is all 3.
That was.
No,
I think that was a different. That was a different.
That was a different
series.
game. Oh, sorry. That's in a Blazer game, right? That's the Sharks one.
Yeah, I know it because it's mine.
Yeah, yep. It was the Sharks one. So, that is accurate then. So then we go to Surge Tempest. Very big game for both teams. One sitting at the 7th seed, which is the Tempest, and one sitting at the 6th seed, which is the Surge. And the Tempest continue their winning streak, defeating the Surge in 4. And it was off of a temporary sub playing for Meep, Shiny, who really stood out for them and carried them to get them that win. With 7 goals, 2 assists, 6 saves on 17 shots, with 2,127 score. Then a very fun match between the Waves and the Abyss, a shocker. Pre-game interview, the Abyss said they were not feeling confident and whatever was going to happen was going to happen. And they turn out to beat the undefeated Waves after getting, it felt like, crushed by the Orcas the week before. They bounced back big, get the win. MVP was Adam with 8 goals, 2 assists, 8 saves on 15 shots with 2,124 score. And then finishing up the Benthic division, the last match of the week was Orcas Fangs. Another fun match. The Orcas really shined. There were a couple subs in there for both teams, but the Orcas really stood out and continue their, believe, 4-game winning streak, jumping to 6-2, tying with the Tide in second. MVP was Melody with 6 goals, 3 assists, 10 saves on 12 shots with 2,224 score. So, overall, Benthic wise, what stands out to you? Because I feel like there's a big elephant in the room we got to talk about.
I was thinking about 2. First of all, like, the big one. Huh?
What did you say, Striker? I'm sorry.
There's
other things.
It's just overall the Benthic division as a whole this week. What stood out to you? What was the big thing that caught your eye?
How the hell did the Waves lose?
Yeah, honestly, that trade is showing its effects on the league right now, and I want to see them win out, and I want to see what happens with the other teams. But I told you that the trade for the Abyss is scary, and it's showing that right now.
That was a bad. It wasn't like it was all EU either. It was alternating. I mean, it started on EU, but something interesting. The Abyss won on NA both games. The Waves won game 1 on EU, and then the Abyss won 3 straight, including 2 NA games. That's horrifying.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
And it's not like the Waves didn't have everybody. They had their full roster. It was roster v roster. And the Abyss, after game 1, it was close, yes, until the game 4 where it all blew up. But, I mean, Adam, Slow, Bentolino, they found their game. It took only a week. They didn't have it last week. They had it this week. It was very impressive.
I was going
to say the one. I hate to be the guy that says I told you so, but I saw the flashes of what they could be last week. So, yeah, I told you so.
I was going to say, last week it looked like Adam and Slow were both not playing at their best. And by that, I mean, like, they didn't have control of the ball much. Neither of them could take control and make plays. This week, that's all you saw was just solo play after solo play from like either one of them. It was just, and you couldn't like predict who was going to get it. And if we stopped one of them, the other one was right behind to pick up the ball and try again. It was a crazy game to watch.
I felt like something that was different, and I talked about this with Adam after the game, was I felt like Slow played a more passive role in that series. I felt like he played more defensive-minded, and obviously when he had the chances to go for a solo play, he went. But he wasn't that aggressor that he typically was on the Reef. Adam took over that, and he really shined, showing with 8 goals. I think they found their strategy. I really do.
Next, I wanted to talk about another MVP. I wanted to talk about Shiny and the absolute masterclass I saw from him, too.
In a very important game. I feel like I wouldn't say he was super, like, he rose to the occasion. He definitely deserved MVP. He definitely got that team over the edge that week. But at the same time, it's just the Surge, man. They're not stepping up when they need to. They're really not. I'm very, very upset at how the Surge are playing. It's disappointing because that was a must-win series for them. If they win that, they're in playoffs, and they just look slow. DNA barely got there on time. Name hasn't been there for 4 weeks. Like, it's been 4 weeks he's been on that team and not played a single game. So Shadow's got to make a move somewhere. And
didn't he do that?
He finally did, yes. That Riley, one of the new players who is a free agent, is now a permanent member who we'll talk about later. But now they've got their roster. Now it's locked. It's Shadow, DNA, and Riley. And I'm not confident in it. They're not showing me signs of being confident in that team. They're really not.
I do have it up right now. The Tempest, in order to make playoffs, pretty much need to win next week and have the Surge lose next week. I think that's pretty. Or there's still 2 weeks.
I'll slightly correct you. There was we'll get into playoff stuff later.
Yeah, when we go over the standings, and we're gonna talk about implications and stuff. But that was a very important game. Overall, it was super. They needed to take that series because now their road ahead is so much harder. And that was the one to be like, okay, we're in playoffs. Let's settle down and just try to get to the playoffs because I don't think you're going to beat the 5 teams above you at any point. But now you're scrambling. You've lost, I believe, 3 games in a row. And I don't see them slowing down the way the matchups they're going to have week 9 and week 10. I just don't see it. All right. So now talk about.
Oh wait, sorry. I want to say one more thing. I was gonna say something and then I lost it and I found it. So Shiny individually is one of the best players in the league, but he doesn't strike me as much of a teammate. It's a 3v3 league. You have to play with 3 people. You have to play with 2 teammates, right? So he doesn't strike me as a guy who wants to play with 3 teammates. He looks like a guy who just wants to do it all himself, and you can't really do that in a 3v3 league.
That is actually a really good point. I feel like I brought this up earlier, but I think Meep definitely plays better with a team than Shiny does. I think Meep gets Lion and Eyes more involved than Shiny did in that series, which is why it kind of felt close, even though I still think the Tempests are a lot better than the Surge, which is saying a lot. Because the Surge were a better record than the Tempest at the time. I felt like the Tempests have been playing better than the Surge the last 4 weeks, even though the Tempests haven't won a series. But
I got some stuff for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Melody is currently 1600, Meep is currently 1600, Peak 1700 in 2s. Shiny is currently 1700, peak 1900 in twos, but Shiny is currently champ 2 in threes. He peaked 1348 in threes. Meat picked GC1 1450.
I feel like that's kind of hard to compare because, like, to take me for example, I'm sitting at like 1520 right now in twos, yet I'm champ 1 in threes.
No, but Shiny was an SSL in twos and hasn't even hit GC in threes, so that's pretty easy to compare when you look at it like that.
That is a bit interesting. He could just not play threes.
Because Meep hit, I think I said 1700, right? So yeah. Peak 1700 in twos, peak 1400 in threes. Shiny's a peak 1900 in twos, which makes him like automatically a top 5 player in the league, and we saw that he's a really good player. But peak 1300 in threes will not make you play good in this league.
I can see that. I can. Yeah, that makes sense. It kind of makes sense
especially because there's more people on the other team to shut you down. You know, if you don't get your teammates involved and you go all yourself, if they shut you down with their first 2 people, then it's like, I don't know. I don't think. I think he has to play a lot more threes to be a good player in this league.
Yeah,
I don't know. I kind of like watching him play. I thought he was very comparable to Chicken. Personally.
I think Chicken's better with playing at this team than Shiny is.
I don't think Shiny's comparable to Chicken.
I
think
either.
Shiny, as of right now, is barely a top 5 player in the league. That means that he's really good. That just means how good is he on a team?
Yeah, like I think it's not even close who I'd rather have, Chicken or Shiny. Like I think Chicken is just so much better as a team player. We've seen that this season. As much as I feel like we're going to talk about this later when we break down the rosters, that I think you could argue it's a one-man show right now. But I think Chicken is giving Jake and Nate chances, as you see from the MVP. Jake getting 5 goals in that series. I know you wanted to say something, Nate, so go ahead.
I was going to say, the thing is about Shiny that I'm kind of recognizing is that he is the world's perfect sub. Because quite literally, he can just go onto a team and play the game and potentially ball. So, considering the fact that he is going to be stuck in free agency, because from what I know, he hasn't been signed, he is definitely going to be a good backup option for whoever needs it. Smile.
I'm there with that. I think if you need a first-round sub, I think he is a very good option to go to. But as a long-term player on a team, I don't know if it's hard to tell if he's got the ability to be a team player. It's hard to say. Moving on to the Reef and the Tide, I don't have a lot to talk about here, except that the Reef got handed a gift that the Tempest beat the Surge to keep them in. They're technically still alive. They need the Surge and the Tempest to lose out.
True.
And it's just not seeming likely. Honestly, I feel like either the Surge or the Tempest are going to win at least one. The Reef have to win out and get a lot of help, especially with their goal differential. I don't.
Yeah. I don't even know if I see a world where they win out because their schedule does not look kind.
You know, let's save this for a little bit later. Let's just go over the games first, and then we'll go over a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, game wise, I don't got a lot. I mean, the Tide did their job, took care of business. The Reef roster is just not there. Zilva's he's good as a first rounder. They gotta get Rippo back. The trade is looking worse and worse for them as Rippo has missed the last 2 weeks. And Alex is just doing what he can, I feel like. I feel like Alex has been playing pretty good the last 2 weeks, but when you don't have your round 2 that you traded for, who's apparently at his peak right now, it's never going to work out.
Yeah.
Lastly, with the Orcas and the Fangs, God, I love this Orcas team. I love it. I love the team so much.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna talk about them. I'm really gonna talk about them a lot, and I'm not gonna talk about them right now. I will talk about them later.
But yeah, the way they played in that series, the Fangs didn't play bad. I don't think they necessarily played bad. I just think the Orcas played damn good. Melody, Yazoo, Mori is such a good team. Mori wasn't even there, and it just didn't matter. Melody and Yazoo are such a good duo, and they gel with whoever they play with. I've been saying it all season. They're a team to watch out for, and I'm going to continue to say it.
I really don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to.
Yeah, I have so much to talk about later. I'm holding it in.
All right. Any final things about the week last week for the Benthic division?
Nope.
All right. On to Pelagic. So, Cyclone Sharks. Man, what a game, huh? Cyclones absolutely take care of business, sweeping the Sharks, jumping to 7-1. Their only loss is still without Dogs with that suspension. They're running the league. They've done it for a while. MVP was Dino for the second straight week with 3 goals.
Yeah, I'm looking at his stats. How?
Bass, care to explain?
How?
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you watch the game?
No. But
That would be the issue. The air dribbles and aerials this guy was pulling off were insane.
Two of his goals were pretty impressive for a round 3.
Were like
Okay.
clip worthy.
And they work.
All right, I keep saying it, Striker. He's the best round 3. You don't want to hear it, but he's the best round 3 player in the Pelagic division.
But I think there's.
I'm also going to talk about it later.
I've been saying
I
since
think
day
I
one.
think there's someone who just made a push. I do.
Nah.
So, but with 3 goals, no assists, no saves on 8 shots with 641 score, then Stingrays took on the Bolts. This was an ugly game.
Yeah.
Tough watch, tough to be there. This was the one game I didn't have to cast it. No, it was I had to be there for this one. I was there for this one.
Striker.
I got it.
Was that
Why is the record for Stingrays and Bolts wrong? They're still at 7 games. You haven't implemented the new Bolt this week.
I will fix that right now, but I'm just gonna go through. So the Stingrays are 2-6, the Bolts are 6-2. My apologies. With MVP Luna with 3 goals, 3 assists, 9 saves on 14 shots, with 2,067 score. Then a very fun game actually, Monsoon Tridents. The Tridents really showed out. Didn't have Solo this week. Dason subbed in, looked pretty good. Revere and Ash, that team looks pretty solid. They break their losing streak to jump to 5-3. MVP was Ash with 7 goals, 2 assists, 2 saves on 10 shots with 1,668 score. And then the one game I didn't cast, and I'm very happy I didn't. This was a bloodbath. Kraken, Clouds. Clouds didn't have Hunt. Replacement didn't really. Who was the replacement? Who was the first rounder that subbed in? Clouds?
For who?
Jerry, actually.
Oh.
Jerry.
Clouds.
Yeah, but when
Jerry. Yeah.
they had to resort to Jerry last second, and it just felt like a wash for them. But the Kraken took care of business. MVP was Theo with 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 saves on 6 shots with 1,288 score. But while I fix that, you guys got anything from these series?
My Pelagic team rankings will have people in a chokehold.
I feel like my Pelagic rankings are a little bit more solid now. I feel like they've rounded out compared to last week. So, it is what it is.
There's something in my Pelagic rankings that will have people in a complete chokehold, just confused, startled, and
I know what it.
Okay,
I know what it is.
now
I know
that
what
you
it
say
is.
that, I'm
Yeah.
terrified.
Don't
of
spoil
the
it for yourself.
prospect.
No, I know what it is. I won't
Striker
really-
saw it.
I'm
Striker
not.
saw
I'm not going to talk about it. But
You know what? It's fine.
no,
Yeah, go
don't
ahead.
talk about it.
No,
Talk
go
about
ahead,
something
Bess.
else.
I was gonna say Dason. awesome opening series.
Yeah, I think he played pretty good. But I gotta talk about Ash. Because the Ash, in the 1 week that there was that forfeit against the Bolts, in the time he played, he looked really solid. And did not look like the third rounder on that team. And then we get to see a full series against the Monsoon, and MVP shows it. Ash was the best player on that field, and he's the third rounder. So in my eyes, I do think Ash is better than Dino right now.
Yeah, honestly.
I think I would rather Ash right now. I would.
Really?
I will have to see Ash play. Hey, Tridents, whoever you're playing, make it a time that I can stream the game. Okay.
It's Cyclones.
This is it. This is the time to show it. Dino and Ash. This is the week.
Let's go, Dino.
This
Let's
is the
go.
week. It's the week to show it. But I'm gonna talk about the Tridents later. I've got a pretty hot take about that series. But
I'm
overall,
concerned, but
but I think both teams played really well. It was pretty close. It felt back and forth the whole way. I think the Monsoon just gotta try to move on. They're 3-5, but they're not playing like it right now, and they're still in a playoff spot. And there's a lot of people fighting for those 2 spots. So, to jump to the Cyclone Sharks, not a lot here for me. Cyclones continuing to dominate. The Sharks continuing to disappoint. They just don't have defense. That's it. They don't have defense. Not a single ounce of defense on that team. That's all I got. That's it.
Yeah. No, that sums it up right there. They have a very good passing scoring duo at their front too with Driz and Silks, right? Silks. Yeah, it's a very good front. Like, those 2 players are very good offensively. The defense just isn't there for that team.
I don't think there's nothing more to say than that.
Yeah.
Stingrays Bolts, like I said, ugly game. Both teams didn't look amazing. I've been saying it though consistently. Luna is looking so much better every week. Like, as these weeks are going on, I'm seeing more and more why he's the first rounder on that team. And Hi is just continuing to be consistent. But just the way the Stingrays played, and Celestial was their third rounder and didn't look amazing. Just constant cuts, cutting off his team, looking lost. I mean, the Stingrays are in trouble. They've been on a losing streak for a while now, and I've got another hot take. I do think they're gonna bounce back at some point.
Okay, but save the hot take.
Yeah, but I think the Stingrays are still alive. Pretty much because their schedule, but I think they're.
Save the hot take.
Yeah. Lastly, Kraken Clouds. I got nothing. This felt like a wash. Clouds, I believe, will bounce back next week once they get Hunt. I do think something interesting. It felt like Linzer had to step up and be that number 1 player, and he did not step up well. I think Linzer is very clearly the number 2 on any team.
Which is good.
Well, they had
He's
2 round 2 players, so.
Yeah, which I'm saying is fine, but the way Linzer worked with Hunt last week, I was like, they have a shot, because Linzer might step up now that he's by himself. But no. I think Linzer is better as the second option on the team.
Alright, that's fair.
And you will be, because Hunt's going to come back this week, hopefully. So, we'll see how they perform. Any final things about this recap before we get to free agent signings? I kind of forgot to do the Benthic ones at their time.
Oh, God.
I'm ready to get going, to get moving into these power rankings.
Well, first, we're going to go over the free agent moves. So, a reminder, This is the last week that permanent replacements are allowed. The trade deadline was today. I'm going to talk about a couple things. So, starting with the Tempest. So, obviously, Meep couldn't play, so Shiny was a temporary sub. Then, for the Reef, Once again, Rippo wasn't there, so they subbed Dre in as a temporary sub. Then for the Orcas, Mori couldn't play, so Mori was dropped, and Peaky, once again, in his second week in a row, was a temporary sub for them. Then the Surge, once again, dropped Name and added Riley as a temporary sub, and immediately after that game, Shadow decided to add Riley as a permanent replacement. And then, something I found very interesting was the Fangs this week. So, the Fangs, NVM couldn't play this week. So, NVM was dropped and Pickle was added as a temporary sub. But, towards the end of the trade deadline, Mario and Toxic, the two players that are on the Fangs now, decided that they want to drop NVM. The captain's AROC / sellout they approved. NVM is now dropped. And Peaky was added as a permanent replacement. Which I think is that's an interesting move, because I'm going to be honest, comparing NVM and Peaky, I think NVM is a lot better. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts, because that's it for the free agent signings for Benthic.
I thought Peaky played amazing. I'm happy with that. I think. Don't get me wrong, NVM, amazing third rounder. I think Peaky is at the same level. Like, I'm not like stoked about it. I'm not like, oh, this is the best. Like, this is a really good upgrade as a signing. I think it's kind of like a lateral move. I'm not gonna say it's a negative move. I don't think they're getting worse, but I liked Peaky. I think he's also up there as one of the better third rounders, just from the one series I've seen, of course.
I would say that NVM is better, but not a lot better. I do think it's a little bit disrespectful to NVM, since he's the guy who's been there the whole time. They were not good at the start of the season, and he was their only consistent player. And now that they're a top team in the league, pushing for high seeds in the playoffs, I don't know. I think it kind of sucks for him.
I feel like that move's going to come back to haunt them, as I think Mario, Toxic, NVM is a really good team. And yes, I think Peaky's been playing really well. He's a U. That could be disastrous, because Toxic isn't great on EU servers. I don't know if this was the call. I really don't. But as the commissioner, one of the two commissioners, I just have to watch. And they both agreed on it. The captains agreed. Like, I personally wouldn't have done it. But now they're stuck with it. And let's hope it works out for the Fangs.
Thank you for correcting yourself to one of the two commissioners. I was about to get a little mad.
Yeah.
He could have said as the owner, but
I think I was thinking about saying owner, but then I felt like that would also be disrespectful.
Dude, NVM is currently C1. Platoon Peaky is 1200.
I'm shocked.
So like they're current like. What are you shocked about? It that proves that Peaky is better than NVM.
Yeah.
No, I feel like NVM has stood out to me more than Peaky has. From the
We've also
games
only
I've
seen one series.
2 series.
Oh, was it
He
two
played
series?
last week. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Something tells me that Peaky is currently washed and can play a lot better, because his peak was 1568 in season 31, which was a while ago. But if he's showing flashes of him when he was a GC, I don't know. I trust Mario and sell out whoever their captains are with this one.
Yeah. Okay. On to the Pelagic free agent signings. So
Here we go. Oh, damn it. I thought you were going to the other one. Just hurry up with this one. I want to talk.
Okay, god damn. So, for the Stingrays, Offline was dropped and Celestial was added as a permanent replacement. The Clouds had a couple swaps. Fluxy was supposed to be the temporary sub replacing Hunt, but he was a no-show. So Jerry was added literally last second to replace him. Then the Tridents, they dropped Mason and added Dason as a temporary sub. And then Dason at the end of the game was dropped and Solo returned. So Solo is back on the team. Everything else is pretty straightforward. The one thing I wanted to talk about, which I actually found really interesting, and this was made aware in public, was that the Kraken, especially Silver, was looking to nuke his team.
Oh!
Yeah. So Theo was in drop talks. Oompa was in drop talks, but Silver did not pull the trigger on anybody. He was looking to free agents, and they were messaged, and there was no response. So he did not pull the trigger on anyone. So now it is Silver, Theo, Oompa. That's the team.
That's probably for the best for them.
I
would say
I'm
that
gonna
too.
be honest. I don't know if I should talk about the free agents he was specifically looking for. I don't know if that's
Just say
something.
it. Spill the beans,
So-
man. Let the cat out of the bag.
So screw it. So to replace Theo was going to be, I believe, Justin,
Oh.
and
That's not bad.
to
don't
replace Oompa was going to be Coda.
Haven't
Which
seen them
that-
play.
He hasn't played in a
That-
while, but he is the top round 3, and Justin is a top 3 round 2 sub right now.
Justin, it would be scary on that.
I'm gonna
team,
be honest. If
Damn.
both this
If you got to reply,
Theo, I know you're in here. I'm sorry, but if they made these moves, I think I would have had to move the Kraken off 8. I
You
think
I
I would
have
have
about
had
it.
to.
Okay. Wow, you
Because
did it
that
with
that's
this.
the improvement that team would have had, MMR wise and rank wise, would have been crazy. So, like, just shocking to me. But nothing happened, so nothing's gonna change for me. The Kraken are still 8. I don't think I need to
Wow.
wait for that.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. All right.
I'll
all right.
I'll
let's,
talk about
all right,
it
let's
later.
move on. Let's
Fine.
move on. Let's move on.
We'll move
Yeah,
on.
let's move on. That's what I'm saying. Let's.
So, anything else before we get to the standings?
Nope.
We're good.
All right. Benthic standings. The Waves sit alone at 7-1. Tide and Orcas now tied with 6-2. The Abyss and Fangs both tied with 4-4. The Surge and Tempest both tied with 2-6, and then bringing up the rear is the Reef at 1-7. So, to talk about playoffs, the Waves are guaranteed in playoffs. The Tide and the Orcas both guaranteed. The Abyss and Fangs are not yet. They are 1 win away from sealing it. The Surge, Tempest, and Reef are both still alive. So, more specifically, I want to talk about Surge, Tempest, and Reef. So, here's the scenarios that could play out. The Reef, if they want to make playoffs, they need to win out, and they need the Surge and the Tempest, both of them to lose out. Any one of them wins a game and they're out. Then, for the Tempest, they are very much not at the goal differential advantage, so they probably need to win out. But if they don't, if the Surge lose out and the Tempest win one, they're in. So it's pretty much, of those two teams, the Surge have the advantage. Because the Surge just have to, if they win one game and the Tempest win one game, they win off goal differential. So the Surge have the advantage. They had it last week as well. I just don't know if they can hold it. That's the big thing. So do you guys have anything about this Surge Tempest Reef battle for that 6th spot?
One interesting.
Don't think the
thing
Reef are gonna get it.
Oh, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think they're gonna get it either. They need a miracle.
Yeah.
I will say the one interesting thing about the Reef in this scenario is that on week 10 they are going to face the Surge as a last-ditch effort. So if Tempest and Surge can't win their games, they could have a shot.
Oh, they definitely could, but the way that the Tempest, I believe the Surge and the Tempest are gonna be fighting for a playoff spot, I feel like one of them is gonna win week 9.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Who do the Surge play these last 2 weeks?
So the Surge face the Tide and the Reef.
Okay, one of those is good. Yeah.
The other one,
I think-
yeah. So
I think there's differential.
So to talk about
potential.
each
Wait.
matchup, so the Surge are facing the Tide and the Reef. The Tempest are facing the Abyss and the Orcas, so they've got a tough
Ooh.
path.
Wow.
They've got a brutal path.
I don't think they're making. Oh shit! I never looked at their schedule. I don't think they're gonna make playoffs
Yeah.
anymore.
And then the Reef are gonna face the Fangs and the Surge.
Yeah, I definitely have
So
Surge.
I'm curious to
Maybe.
hear, of those 3 teams, which one do you think is making playoffs?
Surge.
It's not the Tempest. I hate that it's not the Tempest, but they have to have their whole team playing at the top of their game and pray for a sub for Mario.
Yeah, I mean,
Even then though, there's so many good round 1 subs. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I as much as I really think I really love this story of the Tempest starting 0-6 and winning 2 straight, I hope this fuels a fire for them to go out there and win both these games against the Abyss and the Orcas, but I just don't see it. I love me, but I love the way this team's playing right now, but I just don't think it's gonna be enough. I don't. Especially with the fact that the Surge have a better goal differential. Go ahead, Nate.
the only thing I could say is the only chance the Tempest have is if me and the Tide absolutely vigorously slam the Surge. Because, I mean, we do have a pretty good differential. We have the most goals in the league. We could just pummel them to death.
It's possible, and also what is possible is the Surge losing out.
Yeah, that too.
And then the Tempest just have to win 1, which is possible, but I don't even know if the
It's
Tempest
possible
are
for
gonna win
both
1.
teams to lose out. The Tempest just need to keep it close
Yeah.
by a lot.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna see this race go on to the next week.
If the Surge win and the Tempest lose, it's done.
Yeah, but
Then it's
I
done.
mean,
But I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
suppose.
think they're. I don't know, man.
I think the Tempest are the best team out of the 3,
Agreed.
but I
Yes.
think the Surge just had such a big lead from earlier in the season that
also,
it's
yes.
just come down to that.
Yeah, and on top of that, the teams that the Tempest are playing are both hungry. The Orca's hungry for that 2 seed. The Fang's hungry to jump the Abyss. So
And they also still need a win to
it's
solidify
not like
a playoff spot.
it's not like they're just sifting to the playoffs. Like they all want to climb in the seeding.
I will say, out of the 2, Fangs are definitely gonna be the less hungry team because the difference between the 4th and 5th seed is literally nothing. So,
Yep.
if there was a team to try and go after, in terms of less hungry, my suggestion would be the Fangs.
All right. Any final things about the standings before we go to the Pelagic ones?
We're ready.
All right. So this one feels more spread out. The Cyclones are sitting alone at 7-1, top of the league. Bolts sitting alone at 6-2. Trident sitting alone at 5-3. And the Kraken sitting alone at 4-4. And then it gets tight. The Clouds and Monsoon at the 5 and 6 seed, sitting at 3 and 5. And then the Stingrays and Sharks both at 2 and 6. So, scenario wise, Cyclones are in, Bolts are in, Tridents are in. The Kraken are pretty close to being in, which I hate to say. I hate to say it.
So bad.
They're 1 win away from making it.
So bad.
They're 1 win away. The Clouds and Monsoon, if they obviously win both games, they're both in.
Actually,
but
hold on.
if
They might be guaranteed. Do Stingrays and Sharks play each other at some point?
let's see. Stingrays, Sharks. Yes, week 10.
Oh my god, no, wait, they're in playoffs.
Guaranteed.
There
It's
is no...
guaranteed.
Oh, that's right.
I'm pretty sure there's no physical way.
Yeah, they
Uh,
can't. Nope, they can't. Kraken are in.
Can they?
No, they can. They could get 7th.
Yeah,
Technically.
right. If
Technically, they can get
Stingrays
7.
win out,
Unless
and
whoever
the
wins
goal
Sting-
differential,
whoever
and
wins
Kraken lose
Stingray-
out.
It's
Yeah.
weird. We'll just chalk it
Yeah,
up at that.
they're
They
not
might be
guaranteed,
guaranteed, but it's weird.
Yeah, they're not
It's
guaranteed, but
Stingray.
they're
Let me.
like, pretty much in.
You know, everybody wants to see the power rankings. Like everyone in the chat really wants to see the power rankings. So I'm gonna say this, and then we have to move on. The Stingrays can win out and get a higher goal differential if the Kraken lose out and have a lower goal differential by the Stingrays than the Stingrays by the end of the season. Then the Kraken are out. So they are not guaranteed. We have to move on. People are getting pissed that we're not doing power rankings yet.
Okay. All right. Anything else then?
I was just gonna say Stingrays and Sharks kind of seem like the locked in for not making playoffs, in my opinion.
That's fair.
Probably. We won't go through the stats too long, but I just want to show how big this league's grown, man. Like, holy crap! Look at all the free agents.
That's a lot.
We're sitting at 23 benthic and 24 pelagic free agents.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can make a whole nother league.
We could just skip this. The only thing.
No,
that
we are
gummy
skipping
demos.
it, but
Yeah, we just look at the gummy demos. That's all I care about.
yep. To the gummy demos. Bang! He's almost at 100. He's not there yet. He's
Damn
at
it.
98.
So
98.
Gummy demos. Let's move on.
Yep. All right, here we go. I've seen a couple people say in chat. Do we want to start with pelagic power rankings? Or
No, let's just go through what we
Nah,
usually do.
regular scheduled.
regularly scheduled. All right, here we go. Benthic power rankings. Whew, there's
Yeah.
some takes from all of us.
Yeah, there is.
Oh boy.
There is.
Okay.
Oh.
There's quite a bit.
This is gonna be so deep.
There's quite a bit.
okay. Oh, boy.
We've got a lot to talk
Hey
about.
man,
Oh, God.
Striker, you go first. Let's go.
Yeah, so let's start with the Waves. They lost last week against the Abyss, but I'm still not convinced that they aren't the best team in this league after that loss. I think just Soklobot didn't have his best stuff. I think Hizro didn't have his best stuff. They're allowed to have an off week. It's so rare that a team wins 10-0. Like they're due to lose. The Abyss coming off a crazy loss to the Orcas, and they were due to bounce back as well, show what they're made of, and they did. So I'm not discrediting the Abyss. I'm saying the Waves are still the best roster in this league. Orcas at 2. I've been backing this team all season. They're showing me no reason to not keep backing them. Melody is playing like an elite player right now. Yazoo, even though it sounded like he was having some Wi-Fi issues last week, he still looked really solid. He got them the game winner in Game 4. I feel like this Orcas team has no sign of slowing down, and I could see them taking that bye. Abyss at 3. Goddamn, what a series. That slow trade is coming into full effect. I think slow is taking more of a backseat. I wouldn't call it a backseat role, a more support role. And he's taking advantage of the opportunities he's being given. I feel like that's the recipe for success for the Abyss. Ventolino's playing like a very strong round 3 and not making a whole lot of mistakes, just distributing it to Slow and Adam properly and letting them take over. And Adam had a standout performance last week. Tied at 4, even though they're 6-2. I talked about this before. I feel like the teams above them, even the Fangs, you could argue, that I feel like they're all on the rise as this season's gone on. I don't think the Tide have necessarily declined. I feel like they've kind of just flatlined. I feel like they've had the same roster, which is good. I love that teams had the same roster the whole season. That's major props to Nate for how he drafted.
The only team.
Yeah, only team. And that's very impressive, but it just feels like they're not ramping up to playoffs like these other teams are. That's why I have them at 4. And Fangs at 5 because they didn't have their best stuff, and that MVM trade is kind of that MVM drop is kind of lingering with me. I don't feel like that was the right call. But that Fangs team is still really solid, and those top 5 teams, I think any of them could win this league. Any of them.
Yes.
Yes. Tempest at 6. As much as they have the hardest road to making playoffs, they are, I think, of those 3 teams at the bottom, they are without a doubt the best. I've seen them start from 0-6, get 2 straight wins. I feel like they've got all the momentum in the world. I just don't know if it's going to be enough to get them in playoffs, but I really like the push they're on. Surge at 7, they're on the decline. I almost put them at 8, but with just the Reef at 1-7 and pretty much out of playoffs at this point, I just felt like this was the right list.
All good?
Yep.
All right. I'd like to start off by saying, in my personal opinion, for the playoffs this year, I think the Benthic division has a 4-man race right now. It is so close,
Okay.
so
5.
tight.
Go ahead.
I think that any one of these 4 teams could be, like, the number 1 for anyone. And I would just be completely like, yup, I totally think that that's a possibility. And I wouldn't say anything. Like, I think that's perfectly fine. To start off, I have the Waves at 1. They're just so consistently good throughout the entire season. And I think they might be the only team to do that. To just be consistently good week in, week out. Just a powerhouse team that everyone has, like, winning every week. Maybe not anymore, depending on who they're playing. But I think for the most part, they're always the favorites. I put Abyss at 2, because I think it goes without saying, this is the best 1-2 punch that this division has to offer. I think Slow and Adam are so good individually and put together now this week. It didn't look like it last week, but this week I saw a different team. I saw a different duo with those two. I'm high on this team, and I could see them going number 1 next week, depending on what happens. I put Tide at 3 and Orcas at 4 because I didn't know which team I wanted to put higher. Did I want to put the team that started out on, like, top of the world and took, like, the smallest step back, or did I want to take the team that kind of started middle of the pack and rose? I chose Tide to put on top just because I still believe that this team has the potential to be there with, like, Waves at 1 more than I would say the Orcas have the potential to be number 1, in my personal opinion. Orcas, yeah, I do think that they were arguably in my number 1 spot, which is why I said this is a 4-man race. I could have put Orcas 1 and would have been happy with it. Melody is an awesome player. I've been saying this forever. I love what Melody brings to the Orcas. I just can't wait to see more of this team. Fangs, I did say it was a 4-man race and not a 5-man race, and it's because I just think it's not disrespect to the Fangs as much as it is respect for the other 4. I just don't think the Fangs have quite the firepower that these 4 teams above them have. That, like, just mentality of you could just win anything. I still think if the Waves played the Fangs, I'm all day taking the Waves. I'm all day taking the Abyss if they played the Abyss, and all the way down to Orcas. I take all 4 of those teams as, like, a 50-50 against each other, but if they're playing the Fangs, I take the teams above all day. Tempest are the best of the worst, is what I'll call them. These bottom 3 teams are kind of just out of the picture, in my opinion, for ever winning this year. But if there were one to do it, then I would say it would be the Tempest. I think the Tempests have maybe not the best chance for to make it to playoffs, but I do think they have the best chance for winning a championship, just because they're the only ones who have at least a little bit of hope if they made it. Like, little to none, though. And then the Reef and the Surge are, like, kind of bottom of the barrel right now. I think it's just chalked up at this point.
All right, Nate.
Alrighty. So, out of all the most controversial things to put, I put the Abyss at number 1. I didn't quite watch, like, almost any game, quite frankly, in both Benthic and Pelagic, but going from word of mouth, from what I have heard, I honestly do believe the Abyss can be... Actually, wait, let me preface this first. The top 5 teams can change on a dime. Kind of like what Bass was saying, each one of these matchups, if they were to happen, is essentially a 50-50. You are coin flipping through the entire bit of it. So the way that I'm ranking is, well, basing it off of the coin flips that happen. So the Abyss beat the Waves. I took that with stride because, quite frankly, winning on not your servers is kind of impressive and very scary. If they can face the Waves at full power in that environment and still win, that terrifies me. I know Adam is really good. I know Slow, from what I've just heard, is playing a more passive role, which is probably better for that team. And Bentalino has found his grip. If that team can keep thriving, they can win playoffs very easily. I think we all know that. And the funny thing is, it's the same thing with the Waves. They're going to have a bounce back week. It doesn't really matter who they're facing. They're going to try and pummel the crap out of them. And they probably will do so, because they are possibly the most consistent team on the league. By far. Even if losing to the Abyss is kind of a factor that we have to take into account, they still will play good. And I don't think anyone here will, disagree with that notion. Next, I have Orcas, because dude, this team doesn't make sense to me. It's so good, and I love it so much. The fact that their team is basically just the fact that Melody and Yazoo is such a great duo absolutely appalls me, and I enjoy it so much.
Whoa.
Huh?
Pause.
Okay.
Melody and... Did I say that incorrectly? Melody and Yazoo being the duo they are by far the best duo in the
It
league.
appalls you?
Yeah, it appalls me, the fact that they're able to pull that off.
Why?
Whoa.
Dog!
Dude. Watch yourself.
Okay,
What?
Keep going.
either way. What? Genuinely.
Shut up. Keep going.
Just go.
Okay, I just want to say, the fact that they were beating the Fangs actually kind of just struck me very off. I don't know. It just didn't feel right when I saw it. I didn't watch the game, don't get me wrong. I don't know how to play Fangs played. They sound like they were playing as normal, but the fact they were able to pull that off, blobbity bloobity, you get my point. But anyways, Fangs, I don't know how to feel, considering the fact that they changed their third. However, I know how Peaky plays. I know Peaky is good. He terrifies me. That team is going to be really solid. Are they as good as the top 3?
Bro.
At the moment, no. I mean, they lost to the Orcas, and it's going to be really difficult to try and face either the Waves or the Abyss right now, but it's definitely going to be something.
Okay, I
then-
know Peaky is good, but did you say that he terrifies you?
I'm just speaking
need
quickly
help.
so we can move on, Sinks.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Stop nitpicking my word choice. I'm just going through my ranking, for crying out loud.
That's fair. That's fair. Keep going.
Anyways,
Hurry up, maybe.
I put us at the bottom of the top 5 because we're kind of on a downswing. The win that we got was against, well, the Reef, and that's not overall all that impressive. So I just kind of put us down there just to kind of be like, hey, I'm giving credit to all these other teams who are playing fantastic. But we are definitely not out of the game. We are definitely going to keep trying to bounce back and keep trying to get wins. And just kind of go from there, come playoff time. Tempest, I mean, this is a power rankings. Out of the 3, they are the best. I don't care what the standings say. I know they're going to probably get eliminated, but out of those 3 teams, they are just fundamentally the best. The Surge, they're struggling. I considered putting them at 8 because, quite frankly, they're just not good. Which is so sad, the fact that they are probably making playoffs, but it is what it is. And then the Reef, I mean, Sylvia's a good first. That's kind of all they have right now. And that's just kind of tragic. Anyhow, Orca's at 1?
Yeah, I'll use things. I back it.
All
I
right.
back it. They're
All
my
right.
team.
All right, let's go. Let's do it. All right. So Orca's at 1. You're saying that Melody and Yazoo being 1 and 2 appalls you, or being the big thing about the Orcas appalls you, is fucking unbelievable. Okay, Melody and Yazoo are the best duo in the league. Top
Whoa,
3 with
whoa, whoa, whoa,
yes,
whoa.
yes,
Nah.
yes, yes,
no.
yes.
Nah.
Yeah.
No.
top 3 with
I
Flo and
will
Adam.
say
Man,
that is the
Hydro
exact
and
wording
Aperox.
that I gave and nobody else reacted. Yes,
No, I'm
Wow.
disagreeing with
Melody
the
and
word that you
Yazoo is
gave.
the best duo in the league.
You said
No.
that appalls you.
No.
Yes,
no.
it appa-
No.
Well, okay, I
Appalls
guess
is a bad thing, Nate.
I guess the better way to put it is shocks me, but still, yes, the fact that they're doing that good shocks me.
Yes. Then yes, I
I
agree
think
with
they
you.
are the
They're the
best
best duo in the
duo.
league, bro. You're not
No,
watching them
they're
play.
not.
Oh, dude. Sinks.
Slow and
sinks,
Adam
sinks, sinks.
exist.
Yes,
Slow and
you're
Adam
not
exist.
watching them play. No, you're
Dude.
not watching them
Oh,
I
play.
am.
sinks,
I watch
sinks,
every
sinks.
game.
Oh.
Slow and Adam.
Counter-argument.
You're not watching them play.
Counter argument. Melody and Yazoo play like a duo. Adam and Slow play like individuals. Slow,
Not
from what
this
I
week.
literally
Thank
just
you,
this
heard,
week.
Thank you.
from what I
oh my
literally
god, I'm
just
jumping around
heard,
my room right
had
now,
to
bro.
play passive.
So
Yes,
are we just gonna
that's-
ignore?
Passive as a term does
Are we
not
just-
make me feel great. I feel like he's being forced into that position.
Adam and Slow
No.
are
Melody
two of the
and
best
Yazoo
players in the
in the
league.
positions
They're two of
that
the
they are in-
individually best players. They're not the duo. They're not the duo.
Passive
I
was
will
a
say-
They're
bad
two
word.
good players.
Passive was a bad
Doesn't
word
make
for
them the duo.
what Slow did. Slow was awesome during
Also,
the game.
okay, no. Let me do my rankings. Okay, this isn't a 2v2 league. This is a 3v3 league.
Oh god, the lag.
Got the duo with Mori. They work together so freaking well. Okay. They look together. They look so good when they play together. Melody is so good. Yazoo is the best defender in the league, and Melody might be like second best defender in the league. Those guys are so good. They play so good. That doesn't mean that everybody else plays bad. That means they just play slightly better than everyone. Okay. Waves, Abyss, Tide. I'm gonna say this. Looking at the rankings, Orcas are 1, 2, 3, and 4. Tide are 3, 4, and 5. Abyss are 1, 2, and 3. Waves are 1 and 2. This top 5 changes a lot, okay? Top 4 specifically changes a lot. So you can't blame me for doing this, okay? I have Orcas at 1. Hold on. I got Waves at 2. I think I agree with what Striker said. It's hard to go 10-0, but they need to win on EU servers, and they proved that they can't do that. Like if they want, like they can't beat the Abyss on EU servers. How are they gonna do it in the playoffs? You know,
No,
like maybe it's a down
servers.
week. Abyss are really good, but
sinks.
I know it alternated.
In that wave
but-
series, they won 1 of 2 on EU, but they lost both on an A.
All right, well, whatever. they need to clean some things up. I will say that just to summarize what I'm trying to say. Abyss, again, everything can move around. Everything the top 4 can move around. Abyss are looking really good. I think they have 2 of the best players in the league, not the 2 best players in the league. And just because they're 2 good individual players doesn't make them a good duo. Just because one can go and the other can go after them doesn't make them a good duo. That makes them 2 number 1 players, or 2 round 1 players, 2 really good offensive players on the same team who can just take turns instead of playing with each other. Okay? Tide, I think they're flatlining. I still think they're a really good team, though. I think they're better than the Fangs, especially after this free agent move, dropping NVM for Peaky. I think Mario is really good, but I think Aarox was a better duo with Toxic. I think I want to see more from Mario and Toxic to move them above Tide. I will say that. And then, again, I have Fangs at 5. They're doing really good. This top 5 is going to be fun to watch in playoffs. And then the bottom 3, I just think it's not for the Reef right now. I think we can all agree Tempest and Surge, 6 and 7, Reef 8. I think the Tempest can make a push, but with their schedule for the last 2 weeks of the season, not very likely. I think it's more likely based on schedules that the Surge will get that playoff spot, but I do not see it being the Reef at all. Now let me have it, baby. What do you want? What do you want to argue with me about
Let
right
me
now?
go first.
Let's hear
Hold
it.
on.
Let's hear
so,
it.
So
Yeah.
are we
Strike
just
it.
gonna ignore Hizro and Infrared as a duo right now? We're
No, we're
ignoring
not.
that. We're just
I'm
gonna
saying there's better people. There's people who are
not.
playing better than them right now.
Sinks. I love this Orcas team more than any other team in this league, and I'm here to tell you now that Melody and Yazoo is not the best 1-2 in this league.
You're wrong.
Hizro and Infrared are better. Slow and Adam are better.
Yes.
Slow and Adam
there's
are not a
an
better
argument to
1-2.
be
It's
made.
Slow
There's
and Adam are a 1-1. They're not a duo. They're two of the
The
same
assist
player.
numbers.
'Cause
Look at their assist numbers.
So I wouldn't say this. But if you were to tell me that Mario and Toxic is a better duo, I'd hear an argument for it.
No.
yeah.
No.
I would
Yeah.
hear an argument
No.
about it. But I personally think Melody and Yazoo are a top 3
Did
duo.
Mario
in the
and
league. They're
Toxic
third
not
in
just
my
play
eyes.
Melody and Yazoo? Am I going insane right now? Did Melody and Yazoo not just beat the living dog shit out of Mario and Toxic?
Okay, I'm just
As a
gonna
duo,
say
no.
this. I'm going to say this
Yes,
As
it's a
with
duo,
utter
yes. Without
confidence.
Mori, it's a 3-man game. We're talking about duos. Mori being the 3-man makes them the best team in the league.
Sinks, I have nothing wrong with you saying that the Orcas are 1 because I debated it a bit, putting Orcas 1. I'm fine with that. I think the Orcas are almost, if not the best team in this league, as a team of 3. But if you're going to go duo for duo, number 1, number 2, if you're going to compare Melody and Yazoo to like Hizro and Infrared or Slow and Adam, you're wrong. They're not better.
I'm going to simply say this.
You know what? No, I'm going to say this,
The
and it's
Or-
going to be the final thing I'm
not
going to
the
say. I'm sorry to cut you off, Nate.
Who?
I'm going to say this. It's going to be my final thing to say. Melody and Yazoo, the number 1 duo. It's 1A and 1B with them and Hizro and Infrared. I think that the Abyss are a top 3 team in the league. I think that Adam and Slow are a really good duo, but they don't play as a duo. They play as a 1 and another 1. Okay? They play one after another. Their assists are not passes. Their assists are failed solo attempts and then the other person's successful solo attempt. Okay? That's how I see the Abyss team right now. I think Bentolino is good. I don't really care. And then Mario and Toxic lost to Melody and Yazoo without Mori. Okay? That's it.
And
That's all I'm
without
going to say.
MVM.
Nate, you can say
And
whatever you
without
want.
MVM. And without MVM.
They don't have any VM anymore at all, so it doesn't even matter.
I know it doesn't matter, but if you're going to compare last week, they didn't have NVM either. And
Can I
Pickle,
just-
I love Pickle. He's not... I don't think he gels well with Mario and Toxic. Like NVM probably would have. I'm just saying, I like the Orcas. I like Melody and Yazoo as a team. They're number 2 for me. Like, I have Melody and Yazoo, that team, as a team of 3. I have them over the Abyss.
Melody,
But-
I love you.
But it's just not right to say that straight up 2 versus 2, Melody and Yazoo is better than either Hizro and Infrared or Slow and Adam. It's wrong. It's just wrong to me. I just...
So
You give me a second. Hold on. I'm
God.
going to drag in Melody so he can say what he just said in chat. I'm doing it right now.
Don't.
I'm doing it right now.
No.
I'm doing
oh my
it.
god, bro.
Brother.
I'm
We
going to say
really
it.
doing
This is the
this?
first time we're ever
We
doing
really
it.
doing
I'm saying
this?
it. All right, let's go.
Oh my god.
Say what you said in chat right now. This
We'll
proves
have
my
the
point.
Stats. Me and Yazoo have the best stats combined in the entire league. Of
Say
any
what?
round 1 and round 2,
Say exactly
and
what you
him.
said in chat.
me and him have the same amount of goals. We have the same amount of assists, same amount of saves. Everything lines up. Me and him are the best round 1 and round 2 on the same team in the league.
Thank you.
Can I also
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I also just say this? Because I have been literally holding off on saying this for the past, like, 5 minutes.
Hey, it. Oh my god, I love today.
Motherfucker. If Melody and Yazoo was not the best number 1 and number 2 in the league, they would not be 6-2, in my
Yes!
opinion.
Thank you!
They have
You
more.
Yes!
Compare to Waves, I genuinely believe you could pair up anybody with Hizro, and he's still going to be the same team player. Infrared is a good duo, but if you pair him with any number 1, I think he would still be a good player. Melody and Yazoo, in my opinion, probably would not be the same.
I'm with Nate. I'm with
Period.
Nate.
No. No.
I'm with
Genuine, period. And if you want to look at Slow and Adam, Slow may not have had the best weeks on Reef, but he was kind of, their only saving grace during those, Reef days. And
The Reef
Adam
were amazing.
helped the Abyss. Yes, the Reef
are
were
not
amazing.
The Reef are 1 in 7.
Exactly my
No, they were
point.
amazing. They were amazing with Slow.
said
The
it all
Reef couldn't. The Reef won 1 game. Okay, 1 game.
I said it
But-
all season.
And we
Reef
also
were
said
so
all
good.
season they're better than their record shows.
We
They-
said all
yeah,
season
they
they're
kept
better than the
series
record,
against
but
top
we couldn't
close.
place them as a high team without them winning games because they
did.
couldn't win a game.
We all put them 4. We all
gotta win
mainly put them
games.
4.
If you want to be good, you gotta win. Okay?
But we all placed them 4. We all ranked them 4 or 5 week in, week out.
Because of their
Until
potential
they got
and
rid
their
of Slow.
failure to execute. Okay, and then
Yes.
they didn't execute, and now they suck.
My
Because
last
they-
my last thing I'm gonna say about this, and I'm ready to move on after I say this, is Hizro and Infrared. I'm with Nate, where you could put I think any third with Hizro and Infrared, and I think they'd be all right. I think with Slow and Adam, I think you could put any third with them, they'd be all right. I don't know if that's the case with Melody and Yazoo. They
Really?
did good. They did good with Piki, and Mori is arguably one of the most consistent round 3s in this league, which is why I think with that team together, Orcas are 2.
Striker, I'm going to correct you because that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you separate Hizro and Infrared, and if you separate Slow and Adam, they would still be good on their respective teams no matter what. If you separate Melody and Yazoo, I feel like their connection would just die.
No, that's the only part I disagree with, because they're
Duh.
both completely different players and don't really work together as much as they have. Like, Melody is a great offensive piece, and Yazoo is a great defensive piece. And I get that Melody is also a great defensive piece, but defensively, it's hard to really be a defensive
You are
duo
actively saying that
I'm gonna say this.
when
I'm
they
gonna say
have
this,
the
okay?
exact same
After you
stats,
say that, I
basically.
guess. Okay. You gotta have a solid round 3 for the round 1 and the round 2 to show out. Okay, that's what Soclabot is doing for the Waves. That's what Ventolino's doing for the Abyss. That's what Mori's doing for the Orcas. He's just doing it better. Okay, they can still play really good when they don't have Mori on their team, and they literally did. I know that the Fangs replaced NVM with Pickle, which does not fit well for their team, but Mori allows them to play good. I know that. If you put any other solid round 3 player on that team, they're going to play the exact same, which is the best duo in the league. If you put a solid round 3 on that team, they're the number 1 team in the league. Doesn't matter who you put at round 3. Okay?
Okay.
Also,
But I think
Let's move on.
we could talk about this forever, but we should move on.
Yes, thank God.
That was the most heated argument we were going to have at the stream, so I think the rest is going to fly by.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe not.
I don't even
Mate.
care.
What about this? Let me go.
I don't. Well, I just.
I'm going. I'm flying on all cylinders right now. All right. Got Cyclones, Bolts, easy 1 and 2. The Kraken. All right.
Get out.
I hate them so much. We clown on them for being inconsistent, but they have been playing consistently really good. Silver has been playing consistently really good. I know
I'm gonna kill
he's been
you.
playing with Oompa. He's actually Silver's trying now, okay? You didn't listen to that interview that I had with him. He knows the
did.
flaws of his team, and he's trying to fix them, okay? He knows that they're inconsistent. He's trying to fix their inconsistencies. He knows that Oompa double commits with him all the time. He's trying to fix that. We have never seen Silver put in effort, and he's putting in effort. He's playing really good. You can't deny how good he's playing right now, okay? But the fact that he's
No, I
putting
agree
in
with
effort as the captain to fix his team shows that these are power rankings. So these are the teams that are. This isn't the rankings. These are power rankings. These are teams who are going to be really good. Theo got the MVP for that game because he's a solid round 3 for them. He does really good. You got
Round 2.
Silver, who's also really good. I keep saying that. I'm like a broken record right now, okay? Oompa double committing is getting fixed. Silver knows his strengths. He knows his weaknesses. He's fixing his team. He knows this is the team that he has to have for the rest of the season, and he's fixing it. I've literally never seen him put forth a sliver of effort, and now he's putting in a lot of effort, and I think this team can be good. And then I have Tridents, who has Solo back. They have Ash, who's been really good. And then I think the rest, we can all kind of agree on. Monsoon, Clouds, Stingrays, Sharks. I don't think the Stingrays are doing very good right now, but I think they can climb a little bit, but I think their season's done. And then I think I have Monsoon over Clouds. I think that can change a little bit. I think Tridents, Monsoon, Clouds could change a little bit. I don't really know much about it, but I know that the Clouds with Hunt are a great team. So I think they can jump a little bit.
Linzer.
You've lost.
All right.
You've lost.
Anybody
the
got
plot.
anything?
You've lost the plot. Genuinely.
Okay, how?
lost the-
Tell me how.
Because they
Are-
faced
are
the
we gonna-
Clouds without their
Do we wanna-
first rounder, and now you see them get a sweep because they're supposed to, and you're like, oh my god, look at the Kraken go. Do you forget that they have lost 2 games to arguably the worst teams in this league?
I told you. I know
it doesn't
that.
matter.
I know that we clown on them for their inconsistency, but there is no doubt that they are getting more consistent as the weeks
they're
go
not.
on. And so, yes, they have. Okay? And Silver is putting forth effort. I've never seen him do that before. I'm excited to see what he does with it.
Cool, he puts effort. It doesn't matter if he puts effort if the team is still a coin flip. It is always gonna be a coin flip, whether that team does good or not. The record shows
Nuke them
that
to
they're
8.
4
Silver
and
just said that
4.
they're the
Of
best team in
course
the
they're
league. They're not the
500.
best team in the league. Okay, they will never be the Bolts. There will never be the Krakens, or there will never be the Cyclones. I can see Tridents beating them. I see that they're getting better. Silver is saying that they're the best team in the league. Nuke them to 8. Fuck everything I just said. Never mind. Literally never mind. Biggest switch up in Leviathan's esports history. Fuck them all.
Also,
entirely.
win, loss, win, loss, loss, win, loss, win.
They're
What's
and-
consistent about win, loss, win, loss?
I've
let's-
seen how
lost,
they're
win,
playing.
lost,
I've
win.
seen. I know we clowned them for their inconsistency. I've seen how they've been playing lately. They've been playing better. That goes to what I'm saying before. What I'm saying now is that Silver is a delusional idiot.
Silver was
Hey,
just
Sinks,
saying.
But like,
I want you to hear
Silver-
this.
Silver
I'm
just said he
rooting
was
for you.
joking,
This is
brother.
the first
he
time-
put
I
us.
don't care.
He put
I
them
don't
around
care.
4-3.
I don't care. I don't care. Like
Okay.
that doesn't matter to me
Can't
anymore.
make a
You
joke
had me
around
on
it.
your
I'm
side
sorry, Silver.
for what, 5 minutes? Okay, I was on your side for 5 minutes out of the 8 weeks, 9 weeks now that we've been doing this. Fuck you all.
they just lost last week, by the way. Consistent.
Good for you.
So-
They
Are you
so-
proud
just
of
lost
that?
last
So,
week.
do
To
you
the
wanna,
Cyclones, bro.
do you want to hear the losses the Kraken have had this season?
I'm just gonna call up, do a little ball.
Do you want to hear?
No,
the
I don't want
losses?
to anymore because I know that they're 8 now because of the fuckery that Silver pulled. Just move
Well,
on.
I'm just gonna say.
I don't
it because
care. No, I don't care
need
anymore.
to.
I don't care.
need to
No.
say it. The Kraken have lost to the Stingrays, to the Sharks, to the Tridents, and to the Cyclones. So somehow, not only are they 50-50 in record, they're 50-50 whether they lose to a very good team or the absolute worst in the league. They're the most 50-50 team, which makes it impossible to rank, which is why they will always be 8. Because they can't be ranked. It's impossible. Because you're either going to get the Kraken, Silver, and their entire team playing the best we've ever seen, looking like the top team in the division, or they lose to the Stingrays and Sharks. So, it's impossible.
I don't blame you, Sinks, because I've also been where you're at. Don't feed into their delusions.
I am feeding into the fact that Silver is now trying. I've seen him try before. I actually know how good of a player he can play at his best.
They're trying, so he's 3? 3.
Power
For
ranking
trying.
striker.
Oh my god.
Power
God.
rankings.
The Tridents
That's why
and
I had
Monsoon.
Orcas at number 1. That's why I have Kraken at number 3.
I think realistically, if I was to actually rank the Kraken right now, I would put them 7. Stingrays.
Wow, that's crazy. That's
That's
actually
bad.
crazy. Do you want to move on to your power to your
yes.
rankings?
I'll go to mine. So, Cyclones at 1. They've been the best team in the division, and I don't think they're going to show any signs of slowing down. Bolts have looked a lot better. Luna's slowly growing every single week, and Highs remained consistent as that number 2. And Gummy has 98 demos. I need not say more. So this is I think my big take on my list is the Monsoon still over the Tridents. I'd have this because I'm still not worried about that roster. I think they looked pretty good against that Tridents roster. I think this could be my hot take that Solo kind of brings the Tridents down. And I say that because going back to what we talked about in the Benthic division, sometimes players don't gel. And I don't think Revere and Ash are going to gel well with Solo. Because Ash specifically, I remember talking with the Tridents, that Ash likes to play aggressive, and Solo does as well. So when Solo comes back, I feel like there's going to be some miscommunication. They're going to double commit a lot, and Ash is going to have to revert back to a support role, which he's not comfortable with. So I don't know if this Tridents team with Solo back is going to work. So and I know this Monsoon team can work, and I've seen it work, and I'm not worried about them, which is why I have them over Tridents. Then Clouds at 5. I think that loss was a complete wash. They didn't have Hunt. I still think Hunt, Linzer, and Hez is a very strong trio. I don't think they have anything to worry about. Stingrays, this was tough. I have a little small, very small glimmer of hope that they can get a playoff spot. Very, very small. It's gonna take a miracle, but I think this is like the one last chance for them. Because I still really like Risen Cloud, but I don't know if Celestial is gonna be enough of a boost for them. Sharks, if I could put them 9, I probably would. It's just
Jesus.
It's just they have a pretty good offense, but there is not a single morsel of defense to speak of from that team. I'm convinced that 3 Plats could face that team and keep it close just because of goals.
I don't think you understand that 3 Plats in the Pelagic division is not a bad team.
I mean, fair, but it should be because Silks is a high diamond. Driz is like mid diamond.
The fact that we have golds and silvers on rosters say that 3 Plats in the Pelagic division would not be a bottom fed team.
But it should be, because Silk should not let anything in against 3 Plats. But yet, here we are, they still probably would. That's my thing. And then I've said my piece on the Kraken. I'm ready to move on.
All right. I think the Pelagic division is a tier 1, which consists of 1 team, a tier 2, which consists of how many is that? 5 teams, and then we have tier 3, which is the bottom 2 teams. So the reason I say that is, speaking on that whole idea of like 3 Plats wouldn't be a bad team, the Cyclones' lowest player was literally just a diamond like a couple weeks ago. So the fact that the lowest player on this team is a diamond in this, like, in the time frame of this league existence just speaks for itself. So yeah, I don't think this is ever going to move. Cyclones 1. I think that the Cyclones are going for the championship, and these next 5 teams, I could realistically see any one of them meeting the Cyclones in the championship. I think consistency-wise, I say the Tridents and Monsoon are the 2 most consistent teams here. I think that the Tridents, to back off, to like go on Striker's side here, I think they were better with Dason than Solo. But I still think with Solo. Yeah, go ahead.
An emergency just popped up in one of my teams in another leagues, and I might have to go sub. So,
do you want me to sub? I mean, as much.
Dog,
as...
you're the
I'm
owner of the league. I would rather just go. You're streaming, bud. I got this.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty. Bye, chat.
Bye, Nate.
Alright. So yeah, Tridents, Monsoon are the 2 most consistent teams in the running for a championship, I would say. Just because the Tridents, even with Solo, I think are just showing consistently, like, solid, like, the top of the next tier. I think they're a great team. Monsoon, I think they are the 2nd most explosive team in this tier. I think that their peak is so high, and their low isn't necessarily as low as the other team I'm thinking of. Next, I have the Bolts, who are also they're up and down. I don't know where to put the Bolts, honestly. I think my major reason why I put the Bolts here is because I don't think they're as good as the Monsoon, consistency-wise and just overall. But I do think that they are better than the team below them, which I am now going to get to as the Kraken. The Kraken, I think, will stay 5 for me through the end of the season, simply because they win 50% of their games, but on their bad games, they look so bad. So, I gotta put them 4 or 5, because they win, like, 50% literally. But I think they're on the lower half of it, because I don't like how inconsistent they are. And then the Clouds, I think the Clouds could easily beat the Tridents. As I said, I put them as a tier 2, these 5 teams. I think any one of them could win in a 1v1. Like, if they were to play in a series. I think a healthy Clouds, a Hunt, I'm blanking on his name. They're number 2 there. Yeah, whoever their number 2 is. Cloud
Linzer.
and...
Linzer.
Thank you. Cloud and Linzer, specifically, as a 1-2, is a scary 1-2 of for what I've seen in the 1 week that I've seen them play together. I think that is a scary team, and also an unknown team, because we've only seen them play together 1 week so far. So I think that they could be number 2 realistically, but we've only seen a week with them, so it's hard to tell. And then the Sharks and Stingrays are so... I don't think they're going to win a game for the rest of the season. I think, unless they're playing each other, which they are, I remember. I think the Sharks will win it. And, yeah, I just think these 2 teams are just not as good as the teams above. And that's all I have to say.
I will say this. I forgot to add this to what I was talking about. The only reason I have the Stingrays at 6 is because their schedule the rest of the season. Week 9, they've got the Kraken. In Week 10, they've got the Sharks. That's the only reason where I have the Stingrays over the Sharks. I think they could win out.
They could.
They could. We'll see. But, yeah. We got anything else before we get to the individual power rankings?
I'm tired.
We're ready.
We'll try to move through this a little quick. But, so I only really go through my shoutouts, but I will say this. Since Arox is gone, my top 3 is now changed. Chicken Hizro I still think is the 1-2, and Melody is 3 now. I've seen enough where I could confidently say I think he is a top 3 player. And I really like my top 10 right now. I feel pretty confident about it. The only thing I'm not is Shiny. That's a maybe to me, because he's only played 1 week and is only gonna play 1 week, so it's kind of hard to be like, I'll rank him high. But besides that, I'm pretty happy about it. To talk about shoutouts, holy crap, Jake. 5 goals against the Reef. Very good game from him. Both DNA and Rye, I think, played pretty solid for the Surge. Even though they didn't get the win. Bentolino is looking like one of the most solid thirds in this league right now. I'd compare him with Mori. I feel like they're kind of side by side, the same kind of player. I think they're both very consistent and very reliable for their first and second rounders. And then I think Alex for the Reef, as much as they got destroyed by the Tide, he did have himself a good week.
All right. I will start off by saying that this is purely week to week. So in no world do I think Chicken is a number 3 on the season. This week was a little off for Chicken, and by little off, that's how good he is. Chicken has an off week, he'll be 3rd best player in the entire league. I personally am very high on Shiny. I watched that series and I was like, oh my god, I'm seeing a regular Chicken game. Honestly, that was honestly my thought. I honestly thought that Shiny was like equal to a normal Chicken game watching him. Next, I do have Melody. Melody had a great week. It's no understand. Yeah, whatever. Melody had a great week. I think Melody is a top 5 player in the league very easily. And yeah, a very good week for Melody. Chicken, as I said, a little bit of an off week. I think I said everything about that. Hizro, also just it was a little bit of an off game, but I think that was more so, honestly, if I'm going to be honest, I think that was kind of Hizro's teammates, because Hizro, his game is kind of to get his teammates involved, and he's very much a team-based player. So if his teammates have an off game, he kind of automatically gets kind of an off game, I kind of feel like. So yeah, it's not too low for Hizro, but it's a little lower. Adam, I have next. I loved the way Adam played. And I think that putting him number 5 is 100% a compliment. Because...
Can we time out real quick? Cause
yeah.
I just gotta say something about... did you watch that Waves Abyss game? Because...
Yeah.
Saying that his supporting cast didn't do much is a little bit wrong. Because I feel like there's an argument to be made. Infrared of the 3 was playing the best of the 3. Soklabot definitely did not have his best stuff. I can say
that's mainly what I mean. That's mainly what I'm going for.
Because Infrared was definitely doing his thing, but Soklabot just couldn't take advantage of chances he was getting. Hizro was, like you said, he wasn't really getting his teammates involved. Yeah, I feel like he was trying to, but it just, again, it was one of those weeks, and then Soklabot wasn't taking advantage of any of the chances he was getting. Yes,
mainly, that is what I was going for, but I just didn't want to single out Soklabot, honestly. The reason I put it that way is because I didn't want to just, like, say, oh, Soklabot was bad this week, blah, blah. Yes, Infrared had I don't agree that he was maybe the best player on the team, but yeah, I just saw situations where Hizro was kind of forced to try to go for some like solo plays where maybe, like, I'm not gonna say that's not his game, because Hizro's one of the best in the league, but he's just better at making team plays, and maybe sometimes they weren't working out. and that's just kind of how it goes with a team kind of player. But yeah, I had Adam next, and I think this is a compliment because putting a round 2 in the top 5 is very high. I think that, like, he had an awesome series, and I just comparing him to his row is good. It's a very good sign for a round 2. Next, I have Mario, who didn't honestly play bad, but I just think that the people above him just had exceptional weeks, and Mario had nothing exceptional. He was very good, just nothing like that level. I put Slow next because out of the round 1s, him and Silva and someone I'll get onto in a minute, they all kind of had iffy weeks. I mean, like, I say iffy, but I mean, like, Slow, it wasn't that he had a bad week as much as it is Adam just popped, and Slow kind of got to take, like, the passenger seat in that show this week, specifically. Silva, I will say that Silva was kind of like, I don't know, it's just this Reef team, and I'm just not seeing much special from the team as a whole, and I just didn't really want to put Silva that high in the scenario they're in. Toxic, also one of the top round 2s. Very good from what I saw. Up there with Melody and Yazoo. But yeah, I think Toxic honestly outplayed Yazoo. And then DNA Shadow, I had to put them back to back because I felt like they played so closely, which for DNA, that's a good thing. For Shadow, I'd like to see some more from Shadow. I think Shadow kind of didn't have the best week. But yeah, DNA, very good. Shadow could be better. Yazoo, I think, had a great week, which is why they're in the top 15, obviously, because not all round 2s make top 15. But I just think Toxic and Adam were better round 2s right now. Infrared, right behind. I think Yazoo and Infrared both had great series. I think they were both really good players. Yeah, Funky Lion and Jake both were borderline. I thought about putting other people on this list, but they both played very well, and yeah, they were just kind of like the last spots that kind of filled out this top 15. I think it's kind of like a drop off from Infrared to Funky Lion, but yeah, that's top 15 for me.
All right, 6.
Bass, I know you go week by week, but that is a horrible top 15.
Yeah, I can't lie. It's
I paused at that Yazoo take. I paused at that Yazoo take.
So I just okay. If we're gonna talk about this, right?
Can I do mine first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I have Chicken number 1. Obviously, he's been the consistent number 1 on everybody's rankings. He's been the number 1 player in the league, and anybody who tries to argue that is kind of an idiot. So, and then I have Melody number 2. I know a lot of people hate that. Probably his row. I know Melody loves it, but Melody is so mechanical. He has more mechanics than his row. None of this, I'm gonna get this out of the way. None of this is me shitting on his row. This is more me praising Melody for how I've seen him play. So the reason I've had his row number 2 the past few weeks is because he can do it consistently, really good, all over the court, all over the field, whatever you want to call it. He can play defense, he can play offense, he can play in the midfield. He does it all really fast, really smart, and really good. So that's why I had his row number 2 for these past weeks. And the big thing about Melody that I wanted to see him to jump his row is to see him play better overall, but his defense game is unbelievable. He's been making every save. He's been putting himself in the position. He's been putting his team in the position to make amazing saves, amazing defensive stands, and then goes back on offense and just is demoralizing for anybody who plays against. That's why I have him at number 2. the number 2 and number 3 are like a 2A and 2B for me right now. But I think as of right now, the way that Melody has looked the past 2 weeks on the Orcas, and with Hizro losing his first game in the season and Infrared playing better than him, I'm putting Melody over Hizro for right now. And then I have Mario, who I don't think anybody can really argue with. Adam, who I also don't think anybody can really argue with. And then Yazoo over Toxic. After what I've seen for that game, I just think Yazoo is better than Toxic. Like, I've seen him play. Unbelievable on defense, mechanically gifted offense. Like, I've just seen him play better. I know Toxic is really, really good. This isn't a knock on Toxic. Again, this is, what is that, a 6A and 6B? I think a lot of these guys are very interchangeable. I just think that Yazoo is really good on offense. He's a better defensive player. Toxic is really, really good on offense. But when you combine the offensive and defensive gain, Toxic's defense isn't as good compared to... So Toxic is better on offense. Yazoo is better on defense. Yazoo has a better second part of his game than Toxic. So if you combine them together, I put Yazoo over Toxic. And then I have Shiny, who has played really good in that game. He's a really good player. I need to see more from him. I need to see him play on a team with 2 other people and play good with his 2 other teammates. So I talked about him earlier. I won't really get on his ass for that. And then I have Slow, who peaked week 4 and in the All-Star game, and he looks like a top 5, top 3 arguably player in the league. But from then, he hasn't been top 5 in stats in any week since week 4. So I can't put him in the top 5. I can't put him above all these guys who are playing really good. Doesn't mean he's bad. I just need to see more from him. I think he's already peaked. I think he can get back to where he was playing earlier in the season. But I need to see more from him to make him climb in my ranks. And Striker, I think you can agree with me because you have him at the exact same spot as I do.
Yes, I agree.
Then I have Meep, who that 2v2 series was unbelievable. He averaged 700 scores, set a league record for goals in a game. I think he can drag this Tempest team out of the dumps. I know they had to play Orcas and Fangs, but the way that he's playing with his team right now, I think he can get it done against the Fangs. I don't see it happening against the Orcas, but I'm excited to see him keep playing. I haven't seen much from Zilva. I know that he is a good player. He's a high-ranked player, so I think that he can play good. I think the re-season is over, though. Like, I'm gonna say that. I think there's no reason to say much more about it. And then I have Shadow. I think the Surge season is like hanging on by a string. They need a win fast against the Reef. I think they play the Reef, right?
Yeah.
I think they can beat the Tide if they have Rippo back. I know I have Rippo in my top 15. I kind of just needed somebody to put there, honestly. I have Infrared at 13. Looking back, I should have put him higher. I should have put him above Shadow, maybe Zilva, for what I've seen from him playing with Hizro. I think he is still a really good player. I just think that there's people who have been playing better than him lately, but I still think that he's really good. So this isn't a knock on Infrared for dropping in my rankings, like, at all. I have Mori at 14, who works so well with the Orcas that I love to see them. I don't want any more subs on that team, because that team at its full force, again, is the number 1 team in the league, in my opinion. And that's it. I already said about Rippo.
By the way, I made a mistake with Nate's rankings. There's 2 slows. It's supposed to be Yazoo, then Toxic, then Meep, then Infrared, then Rippo at 13, then Shadow, then Sokulbot. Just so people know. I'll fix that before I upload these. But yeah, we were on this individual power rankings for a while, so let's try to move on fairly quickly. Alright, I'm not going to spend too long. Only thing I really switched top 10 wise was adding Dason, and I moved to Silver to top 3. He has earned it. As a player, he has earned it individually, in my eyes.
I agree that he has earned it. I'm going to get this out of the way quick. I did stats again because I don't know enough about the Pelagic division. All I did was put Bass in the top 15, which I should have put Dino. I wanted to put another Cyclones player in the top 15 because I know that Dogs is really good on the Cyclones, but they need another in the top 15 because of just how good they've been playing with Dogs. And I put Bass. I think I should have put Dino.
But, yeah, so go through my shoutouts. The big one is Ash. I mean, got MVP against the Monsoon. I'm still going to keep saying it. I think Ash is a better round 3 than Dino. I'm going to die on that hill. The way he's been playing the last 2 weeks. I think he's going to keep it up, and I think Ash, for a plat, is playing ridiculous. Cloud, he played pretty good. I feel like all the people after this, there wasn't like crazy standouts besides Dino at 15. Dino obviously got MVPs for his team, so he did really good. Driz for the Sharks, he looks really solid, even though defensively the Sharks just don't have it as a team. And then Revere for the Tridents. I believe this was his league debut technically because the first match was a forfeit. So I think Revere looked really solid as well for the Tridents.
All good.
Yes.
All right. I have the top 4 here are like the big 4 at this point, I believe. Kind of, in a way. Dogs, Silver, and Fire are like the big 3 that we've seen pretty much week in, week out. And then I put Dason in there because I think Dason played very good. I think Dason, from the one series, it's only one series, but was like right there with like those other 3 names. Very good week in my opinion. Very good player. I don't think they're signed, right? They ended in free agency.
Yeah, he's on free agency now.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised about that. I was expecting a Tayson move to go to a team. I put Revere 5. This is 2 times now in these player power rankings that I put a round 2 in the top 5, specifically at 5. Revere played so well. It was those 2 had like a chemistry the whole series. It was fun to watch. I have Scorchel at 6. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. I feel like Scorchel's always been pretty good week in, week out. They might be one of, if not the best, round 2 in this division. I put Driz next because out of the Sharks team, I think Driz did play the best. And I don't think the team as a whole was bad enough to not have a player in the top 8. I put Luna next, not just because I feel like the whole game there, it was the Bolts against who were the Bolts playing? I think it was Stingrays.
Yes, Stingrays.
I think I'm correct. Stingrays. Yep. It was a sloppy game in a lot of ways. And I don't like it as a person who was rooting for the Bolts, I don't like to see how close that series was. And it just kind of Luna played the best out of the series by far. I still need to see a little bit more. Linzer was the best of the Clouds, which also was a rough one to watch. But once again, I think Linzer played good enough to still be in the top 10 for the week. Very, very good round 2 player, but definitely a round 2 player, not a round 1, as shown in the power rankings. Hi I put next because I wanted to keep Hi and Luna pretty close because they both played pretty good. Cloud and Grizz also put together because it felt like it was Luna and Hi versus Cloud and Grizz, and it just felt Luna and Hi were both just a slight bit better than Cloud and Grizz. Silks next because they weren't that far off from Driz. I guess. Also, not a very good week. So yeah, 13th. And then to round it off, I have the 2 round 3s of the week being Ash and Dino. Both played so well. Ash had a more balanced, like more stat heavy kind of week, which is why they're put 14th. And then Dino always week in, week out makes plays that I don't think any other round 3 could make. I should say. I think that Dino just makes plays that other round 3s can't. But yeah, I think had a more consistent role, I guess. So it was close between the two of them, but I think Ash had a slight head on the better week.
All right, Sinks.
Stats.
Stats. Yeah, I Sinks doesn't
Stats.
really watch Pelagic, bro.
I don't, honestly.
So, I think what this is
I don't really
saying-
watch. Actually, I'm gonna say I don't really watch any games back. I take the games that I can stream. It's a huge, huge coincidence that I can stream a lot more Benthic games than I can Pelagic games. But I think, actually, no, I don't know why that is. I don't know. Weird. But I've casted the Krakens, or I've been at the Krakens game 2 weeks in a row, which has been horrible. Oh, he's back.
Yes, I am back.
Welcome back. How'd it go, Nate?
What do you think?
Oh, yeah, makes sense. Okay. Well, let's just get to your
something for a CPL game. All right.
Yeah, let's just get right to your Pelagic power rankings, shall we?
Dog, I am okay. Yeah.
You don't
well,
have to if you don't want to. You just got back, but
is it literally just my turn?
yeah.
Okay,
It
cool.
is.
Dogs is playing good. Solo is I just need to see Solo. Hi, he's always consistent. Silver, he's inconsistent, but he's whenever he peaks, he's good. Fire Heal, he doesn't have mechanical skill, but he's still good. Punt is on a downturn. It just kind of is what it is. Luna, he's teetering right now. He could probably continue to play good, but he didn't look that great. I wouldn't say he looked bad, but he didn't look that great last week. Linzer, he's good when he's a second. That's why he's so close to Hunt. Revere, I don't really know much about Revere. I just kind of guesstimated. Revere's probably good, though. Scorchel is Scorchel. He's just good with fire. He makes a great duo. Driz is, I haven't seen Driz in a while, but I'm pretty sure he's still playing good, considering the fact that 2 other people are agreeing with me, so that's fine. Grizzly, he's doing alright. I mean, I think he kind of separated himself from Cloud, and I feel like Grizzly's now playing better. Cloud, I don't know how to feel about him nowadays, not gonna lie. As you can see that he's not in my top 15. Anyways, Slicks is, Silks, yeah, he's silking it. I don't know, man, he's doing pretty decent, I think. I didn't really watch the game. Theo is actually doing pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of impressed with what I've seen so far, and I think he will continue to push forward. He could probably beat Silks, probably beat Grizz. I mean, if he continues in the fashion that he is. And then Ash! Oh my god, as a third rounder, he's diabolical. I mean, we saw it last week. We see it this week. If he could continue playing that as a third, I mean, as a roster, like, looking at skill-wise roster, Tridents could lead to the best, but we can only see with this upcoming game, which I don't think is going to happen. Are we good?
Yeah.
Do we
but-
have any questions or objections?
Just
That's how you
that-
do
that
it, dude.
no one has
He
gummy-
did that in 2 minutes after being gone for like a half hour.
Yeah, well done, Nate.
You talk so slow, Beth. I'm sorry, dude, but it's true.
But everyone wants to know where Gummy is on our power rankings, by the way. So, anyone got anything for that?
Gummy is
24.
number 1.
Best in the league.
He's
98
averaging
demos.
40.
He's
Um,
averaging 5 demos a game, bro. It's absurd. But, I mean, let's be real. If we're going to make an actual top 15, he's not there. Yeah, he'll get honorable mention every week, and we'll always keep track of how many demos he gets. Because it's very fun, and it's a great way to play the game, honestly, for someone who never plays it. It's really interesting. that someone who doesn't have any experience playing the game is just driving around getting 98 demos. It's impressive. Really
I
is.
would say he's like the worst, funny enough, but yeah, no. He's like maybe bottom 3 or something.
Yeah, I'm with that. But any final things before we get to predictions?
No, and I'm tired, so please, for the love of God, I have to wake up at 5:30 tomorrow,
I'm gonna
dude.
try and speedrun. Don't worry, Six. I'm in speedrunning mode right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, fast. Pick it up a little bit.
Yeah, so Fangs Reef, I think this is pretty straightforward. Fangs, I think this could be a sweep. Orcas Waves, it's gonna be a fun game. I think these are the two best teams in the league right now, going at it. I just gotta keep backing my boys. I gotta keep backing the Orcas. I think I'm probably gonna have to do that the rest of the season. Tide Surge, if they don't win this like handedly, I'm a little worried about the Tide. And then Tempest Abyss, I think the Tempest are going to put up more of a fight than people think. But inevitably, I do think the Abyss are the better team, so I'm going to pick them.
All right. Fangs Reef, easy. Don't have to talk about it much. Fangs are better than the Reef. Fangs win. Orcas Waves. I still think Waves are still the more consistent team for now, and I still give respect to that Waves record. So, yeah, I still put the Waves above. Tide Surge, the other dunk out of these four. Easy. I think the Surge are not good. I think the Tide are good. Then, lastly, we have the Abyss against the Tempest. I don't know what Striker's on about. I don't think there's a question about this. I think Abyss crush it handily. I think that this is a quick, easy sweep.
And yet, of the three bottom 3 teams, you have them the highest, and you have them as the best chance of making
Yes.
it.
But I did verbally say that there was a clear difference between everyone else and those 3 teams.
I just think the Tempest put up a bigger fight than everyone thinks. I know Meep outside of this league, and I know how much he's gonna want it, and he's gonna want to prove everyone wrong. So I'm not saying the Abyss aren't gonna win. I think they're gonna win. It's probably gonna be at 4 realistically, but I could see the Tempest taking a game and putting up a fight.
If it's in 4, I'm disappointed in the Abyss.
Alright, so yeah, no, this is gonna be, like, real quick and real easy. I'm only gonna talk about the Orcas Waves game, because it's interesting. Note how, whenever it's the bottom 3 compared to the top 5, we all simultaneously agree that they're just fucking dead. I love that. I love that so much. But yeah, Waves, I hold them at the high standing. I do believe they should beat the Orcas, but this is a coin flip game, as the prediction kind of shows. So anything can really happen.
6?
Me? My turn?
Yep.
Alright, not enough time to get out of stopwatch. I'm gonna go as fast as I can. Fangs, Tide, Abyss. Easy, clear, everyone has that. Orcas Waves, game of the week. Best game that we're gonna see in a while. Coin flip, I have Orcas because of how they're playing lately, and I'm done. Let's move on.
Awesome.
Good job.
Also, me and Nate are tied at 20 and 12. Where are the goats?
Ooh.
Yep, so
We got
that
8
Orcas
games
Waves
left
game
to
is
decide
going
that.
to remember the leader. That's silly.
Yep. We're the best. Alright. On to the pelagic predictions. So,
I hate this record.
I've got to take. I've got to take. Bolts
I'm not
Monsoon.
gonna say anything.
This is gonna be a. I think this will be a pretty good match. I do think the Bolts have momentum right now. I think they're gonna win it, but at the same time, I do think the Monsoon need this game. Stingray's Kraken. This is going basically off of the fact that the Kraken lose to bad teams. I'm taking a swing here because I know what the Kraken are, and I know they play bad against the bad teams. So I think the Stingrays are somehow gonna win it. And if they do, I'm gonna laugh so much. But I'm probably gonna be wrong. Cyclones Tridents, fun series as well. but I gotta keep backing the Cyclones. They're giving me no reason not to. And Cloud Sharks, I think the Clouds are so much of a better team than the Sharks. Especially with the offense the Clouds now have with Hunt and Linzer. I think it's going to be a quick series.
Alright. I am surprised that I'm the only one taking Monsoon here. I think Monsoon are just the better
I'm
team
surprised
at
that
this
you
point.
want to take Monsoon, bro. Are you kidding me? What is
I
wrong
want
with
to?
you?
What do you mean?
I'm
What do
surprised that
mean?
you were taking Monsoon. Why? Why?
Why
This is
am
the
I
last
taking
thing that we're
them?
doing today, so I can take as much time as I want on it, but I'm not going to. Are you kidding me?
So you're
What are
asking
you're
why I'm
tanking
taking
your,
them.
You're tanking your record.
I'm taking
No,
the
the
record, too.
Monsoon are awesome. I love them. I've been backing the Monsoon from day one. And I think if their team's there, they are very good. And I think that they will beat the Bolts because I'm very close friends with Gummy. I'm going to say this. I think it's a 2v3.
But
I
the
think
Bolts have shown
that
all
the
season it
Monsoon-
doesn't matter that it's a 2v3. It's
Yes,
still 6
yes,
and 2.
but I think that they struggle against complete teams, and I think the Monsoon are a complete team. And what I mean by that is that even the third rounders can make plays. I think that Brainiac can make plays if you leave him with enough space, which is like all third rounders things. Next, all right, I'll move on. I have the Kraken over the Stingrays because they can't keep getting away with this. They can't keep losing to bad teams.
They probably can.
They can't. They can't. It's not gonna happen.
They
I
will.
won't let it happen.
It's inevitable.
I will
It
join
really
this game, and I will win it for them if I need to. Next, I have Cyclones beating the Tridents. I honestly think this is a 3-0 sweep.
Whoa.
I think that this is in the bag. I think that I just think personnel-wise, it's going to be a dominant series.
That's a take.
And then-
Holy crap.
I think we match up well. And then Clouds Sharks, easy one of the week. I think this is just easily Clouds. Better roster across the board. Clouds win.
Nathaniel.
Alright, my turn. Yay. Oh, let's see how fast I can do this. It's actually going to be difficult because I think this lineup of games is
Intro's taking longer.
I'm sorry. Anyway, so for the Bolts, I think that this is a little bit more obvious than people think. Bolts are on an upturn. Monsoon are kind of teetering. They're constantly in a state of kind of win-lose. It's a little bit weird. Don't know how to feel about them, so I'm just going to select the Bolts, although I can see the Monsoon winning. The Kraken, on the other hand, they are going to be inconsistent, and I'm actually going to kind of predict that they're going to win this week and then lose again to the Bolts. So their record is a perfect 5-5. Fuck you, Striker. Don't care what you say. So I think this is like the most well-rounded way to kind of go about things. Cyclones, I see them winning, although the Tridents are going to put up a much bigger fight than that bitch over there is kind of putting out to be. The Tridents look like a solid roster of 3, although we kind of saw that last time. I feel like with the way that things have been going, the Cyclones are kind of... Their reign is a little bit questioned, but not too questioned. Just a little bit more questioned than they were before, so I believe the chances are a little bit higher. Clouds versus Sharks, I feel like this is just self-explanatory. The Sharks are just going to keep being mediocre. The Clouds are looking like they're going to be really good, and we are going from there. Go on, Sings.
Hey, Nate, by the way, talking fast doesn't make it any shorter.
Actually, it does.
It does.
So you have a lot of
yeah,
words to
wait,
say,
that-
but we say it like this,
literally,
we say it like
it's
this. You
exactly
keep
what
saying,
it does.
you keep talking super fast. It would be a lot easier if you just said less words, right? Yeah. All right, watch this. This is how it's done, okay? Bolts, Kraken, Cyclones, Clouds. It's a week of blowouts. I can see anything happening because of free agents. Anything can happen. Collegiate division kind of sucks, but it's going to be a blowout. If everybody has their team, I'm done.
Okay.
Brother.
Yeah.
That's just
That's all that needs to be said.
boring.
Lame.
All that needs to be said.
No,
To-
like that,
to
that
his
literally
defense,
gives
we are
no
2 hours and
content
5
for what
minutes
you're
in.
We're
saying.
2 hours and 10 minutes into the stream. I'm tired. I have to wake up at 5:30. I'm literally leaving after I say this, okay? So good night, goodbye, and good riddance to anybody who thinks that Orcas aren't the best team in the league.
Okay, they're not the best
This
team.
guy. I wake up at 5 o'clock every
Sinks, I
morning.
think this is why you're 15 and 17, bro.
Actually, you have a fair point.
15 and 17 is just so absurd. But,
It is.
This is why he loses.
yep. Alright, any final things before we wrap the stream up?
No,
I don't watch Religic.
Else,
I could tell.
L sinks in the chat. L
L
sinks in the
L
chat.
Sinks, L Sinks.
L
I have to
sinks.
agree.
All right. Well, thank you to. Oh, he's gone. Okay. Well, thank you to all the admin.
Yeah.
I'm excited for week 9. We got no game scheduled, so we'll figure that out.
Alrighty.
And that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you for the first game of week 9, whenever that will be. Have a good night.